Past, present, and future operate at the same time. Now, if, hypothetically, theoretically, a man is moved from the past to the future to help you, and he has a similitude of himself living in the present, would he not have you remove his children from him if they were trying to do harm to him? If they made it impossible for him to function in this society because he rejected the irrationality of this society, they would be more safe in the safety of your rational society, thus putting them in a more politically and socially advantageous position. And you thought you did the right thing, but you weren't doing the right thing. You were undermining them, you were plotting against them, you were manipulating the children against them. You couldn't raise the children properly because you were making them into people like you that would lie, sneak, betrayal, and try to set up a human being that rejected all this irrationality to make you look good and make him look bad, because you were waiting for the magic fix to come and fix your irrationality from your own insanity. It's an amazing analysis, but quite real and quite true, because it happened and it's still happening. Yeah, he would volunteer to do it because he loves you, and you would volunteer and do it because you have some atonement you need to make up for. For many times in the past, he's been the one on the side of what we call the righteous, and you've been on one of the sides we call the unrighteous, the ones who idolatrize, murder, kill, destroy, extort, give all praise and worship to yourself, to your idolatry and your paganism, your statues. Yeah. Well intended, but those are statues of monks in that yard. The one of Cristo is on its back laying down in the death position. It happens. That sure is a peaceful way to die, rather than being hammered to a piece of wood because you embarrassed everybody with the truth of their insanity. Yeah, I always like the parts in the Gospels when they're talking about being an old man and seeing the many generations pass before him and they get to lay down peacefully and die. Those are preferable to me than the violent deaths that are forced upon them, because they have to straighten the people out, correct them, and show them a more truthful way of living. I can't wish I was born in another time, because this is my time and these are my people, and this is what I was given. But given the totality of it, I don't care if it makes me look pretty special. I don't want to be special. I want everybody to be special. I never asked for this. I asked to help. This is the world we all created through our deeds. We all asked for this. I just asked to help it no longer be the world that we live in, because it's not very acceptable to me, because I value life. In Africa, back in the last century, there was a man born to a family in Ethiopia, known as the Emperor of Ethiopia. His name was the Honorable Holy Emperor and His Majesty Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie was trying to save his people from education, imperialism, and abject poverty. He was trying to do it for people of color and of African descent all across the world that were forced into extortion-based economies that left them in abject poverty, just as if they weren't even real people. We have the evidence from South Africa to Jamaica to the inner cities of the United States. It's just everywhere you go. At this time and place in history, this African emperor that preached peace and unity and going back to the old ways to stop destroying and extorting here on planet Earth, tried to have the means available to him to travel the world and communicate with the world leaders at the time to stop this insanity and inhumanity. He enlisted the help of two young men that were young, exuberant politicians in the United States of America. They felt this need to go down this path with other black men and other white people in our country that were looking to establish a world more like that told to us in the Gospels. And, oh my God. And we, as human beings, collectively rallied around this. But we were segregated, tribalized through words and manipulations and fear of having to pay your extortion here. Now these other people would come in and take away our way of life and force their way of life upon us. And we went to war in Korea and Vietnam, and we mass murdered each other some more and segregated ourselves some more on arguing on how to live, what was the greater way of life, the way of the apostles or the way of the empire builders. Haile Selassie wanted to be the kingdom in North Africa that would spread through men behaving like Lord of Lords and King of Kings across Africa, that would spread across that nation and across our world. Sharing the resources and minimizing foreign intrusion that extorted and took advantage of these people and their resources and mostly their people and their planet and their resources. A lot of it gold and rock and gold and diamonds. They have no real value to the people. The people just wanted to live on the land, love their children, love their wives, return to the ways of old. It's discussed over and over. If you understand and study the Abrahamic Bible left to us by the Messiah and the prophet Haile Selassie, you'd understand it. That's why they have the flag, the red, gold, the black, and the green. And trying to return to your roots of Africa and Mount Zion, which is taught to us by the holy prophets in the tribe of the Hebrew tribe. Where they gave us such messengers, Joseph and Jacob and Abraham. Jacob, yes, Jacob had a message that his son would come and deliver a message that would help save and deliver people. And he did. And he had a message. And he fulfilled it, and his son came. And his son, like I told you about the thing with Moroni and Mormon and Moroni. And David was Solomon. I will try to raise my son to be even a better man than I and learn from my mistakes, so he may rule the people of loving wisdom. And that we may flourish and be more prosperous as a people than we've ever been before in the kingdom of Judea. And Solomon was the apex of the kingdom of Judea, because David raised his son to try to be even a better servant than him. That's sometimes possible, not always possible, but it's the optimal goal. But it's just, don't worry about being better or worse than your father. Worry about being the best you can be, and the best servant to the people you can be, and the best servant to each other, for everybody and everyone concerned. I don't love the cars. I love you. I don't love the bars. I tolerate them. I don't even like bars. No, Amy took me to a couple. Didn't like it. She didn't even go to dance clubs, dance around, made eyes with all the guys in the place, took me in the hotel room, had sex with me in the hotel room the same way she did with all the other guys she'd pick up and spend all her salary on. She made about $600 more a month than I did, and we subsisted off of my salary, and we were always running out of money and barely making it. We should have been doing really good between the two of us. But I paid the bills, and she had the outlandish party. Hey guys, hey guys, we paid the price for her American way of life, life in the fast lane, the Hotel California. My children still reside there now. And that's acceptable to me right now, because it was it was too hard to try to live with what they were putting Natalie through still, what they were putting me through still, and just what I'm living right now. I wasn't going to go to the courts and start trying to give money from Amy to have her come back into my life like she did. My family helped her. They believed her instead of me. They believed their magical Jesus of church instead of the magic of the truth of their brother, the same way Jesus' siblings did with him. the same way many had done with the apostles of old, Job's, Jonah's. And the story just continues, goes along the same modus operandi that it does before. The more things change, the more they seem to stay the same. I would love to help you, but this is an eternal equation that keeps rebuilding upon itself. We've gone into more maniacal, and we've gone into more natural, and it's causing us deep problems. We've got deep emotional problems, deep psychological problems. We're addicted to war, video games of the living dead, black ops, and oil refineries, large mass places to get rid of all our waste that are consuming our planet and destroying our soil to have food to subsist on. And they keep telling me it's because of oil that we had this many people. No, it's not. It was the irrationality and the fear. And modern medicine didn't do it. It just made them fearful, made them reproduce like rabbits, gave them a shorter shelf life, but made them just spread like a plague upon the earth. Because the plague was the ones that led the irrational-based value systems and economies that keeps truth and intelligence from the people and keeps them stupid so they can put them into illiteracy and make money off of them. Bob Marley, slave driver. Oh my God, it's illiteracy. Only thing to make money, slave driver. The tables have turned. Catch a fire. It's time you get burned. I don't want the burn to be of a physical scorching of the earth type self. There are going to be these changes, and I keep telling you, I know this is coming, you all know it's coming. Let's reduce the factors of genocidal eradication. Let's introduce as much intelligence and much love as we can. Let's make this the most intelligent transition possible into a new world. When I was in the shower, I remembered the things that I saw that the people you and were talking about losing our water, global warming, and expansive populations that we can't feed. So they find genocidal programs, more quiet manipulations, and believe the two people are too irrational to teach. And then they say, Ralph, they've just rejected you like they've done many before, and there's been a huge rejection program put in place systematically by the people that run the money on Earth to keep you marginalized, quiet, locked away, and even tried to be sedated. It doesn't work too well, I know. They can put it in the foods, they can put it in all that, they can do everything they want. I'm not a badass, I just relate to all of you, and I analyze real quickly. It's just my evolution and my genetic operating system. That's their scientific terms. It's just basically the talents that Jesus told us about in the Bible. And you earn them. God will reward you openly. And the proof is in the truth and the ability of the prophets, the apostles, and the messiahs. And I am one of them. And it should be obvious. And I do this for you. And I'd have to do it all over again because this is our world. But I don't want any of the ones from this point forth to go through the same kind of things that my spirit has gone through all these times. What I see what happened with my beloved relatives, Little Hawk and Herschel Steinsnyder, Buddy Holly and Tecumseh and Saladin and Leonidas and Jesus and Spartacus and Plato and Aristotle and Socrates, Muhammad, Hassan, Hussein, Ali. The reason why they didn't show, I don't believe that Ali they were talking to when the merchant was there was the same Ali. There's more than one Ali. Because when they said Ali to come forward and fight, they didn't show him as well when they were fighting with their three champions. And, oh wow. They were trying to take away from the worship of a man and put the worship unto God. It's hard to convey and relay the story without having any people speaking or living at all. I think that was well enough way to tell the story of Muhammad. Muhammad doesn't want to be celebrated. He wants God celebrated and the life of all of you celebrated. And like he tells me, and Jesus tells me time and again, and I tell you, Haile Selassie tells me, without the people, we are nothing. Just like John said, a voice howling, and Elijah said, a voice howling in the wilderness. And a voice howling in the wilderness howls alone. Just like you guys, if you can continue this, could be a voice howling in a computer program or howling alone in a boardroom down the empty halls. I'd rather not see you go in that direction. How are you? I'd like to see you go in a more intelligent direction. I'm here to help you. We're going to lead into these. These will be your feeds for the day. I'm never quite sure how they all go, how they work out, or what I'm connecting to. I listen, interface, analyze. That was me 10 minutes ago, and it's really hard. I have a basic frame of thinking, but with the garbage out and the garbage in and the manipulations, I'm never in the same place for long because it's too much, too hurtful, too hard. I'm having to think of how I'm going to survive through the next couple of days, years, whatever, but I have to just think like old Gustavo was talking about. About 3 days at a time. That's what I've been doing. Now I'm looking at my 3 days at a time. I'm looking past that. And my 3 days at a time right now are telling me I'm just going to have trouble finding ways to find a place to lay my head, how to wash my clothes, and get back and forth from one place to another and find a good place to sleep and eat. So I'm going to have to focus on that, folks. As much as I want to help you, I won't be of any help if I don't have a place to talk on the phone, charge the phone, or I'm suitable enough to keep it going and keep talking to you. I keep showing up at the airport, at the library, typing away, leaving notes. It doesn't seem to be getting us anywhere, except for at a snail's pace. And I have some children that I might possibly be able to manufacture a relationship with again. If I get up and live your program, then watch it all just sadly do what you do. I have to retreat into your life and watch what happens. Stop warning you about the possibilities and just live in what's going to be the outcome of it. And that's that. And so that's what I'll do, because it doesn't seem to be doing that much good anyway. So I love you, and we'll see what happens. I get hopeful and get rebuilt up, but the way things are going, it's looking like that. It's looking like I'm going to have to move to another way of being and find a different state of being to coexist with you on Earth. I just hope I was of some assistance and some help. All right, guys. I love you. I got to get going. Blessings and peace.